What's up, guys? Rambo McLean's a liar here. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about one of my favorite movies of all time, one of the greatest sequels of all time. Boom. Rambo 2. Rambo First Blood Part 2. So, right off the bat, I just want to say that this is one of my favorite movies ever. Rambo 2 is an amazing movie. It was the most, and it still is the most successful Rambo film to be released in theaters. What more is there to say about Rambo 2 that you haven't heard already? But first off, I just want to start off by listing you guys a couple facts. Like I said in the last video, I was going to tell you guys a lot more facts regarding these films and this series. And here we go. I got let's see how many facts I got. I got 8 facts listed down here just for you guys. So let's see what you guys think. Some of these things you may know, some of these things you may not. This one is just for you, for the Rambo fans out there. You guys know how obsessed I am, how much I love this character, how much I love these movies. So here you go. Fact number 1, to prepare for this role, Stallone did 8 months of training for 4 hours a day. He also took SWAT combat, archery, and survival courses. That just shows the level of hard work and dedication that he had to this character every single time. It's just insane. 8 months of just getting himself physically ready for this role, and I am also sure mentally getting himself prepared to give us one of the greatest movies ever, Rambo First Blood Part 2. Fact number 2, the original title was going to be First Blood 2, but Stallone decided that he wanted the series to be named after the lead character, just like the Rocky series. So he retitled it Rambo First Blood Part 2. So he could name the third film Rambo 3, which is my favorite Rambo film. We will get to that in my next review. Fact number 3, Stallone considers Rambo 2 as his least favorite film, as it was like a cartoon. It was too cartoonish. It was too cartoonish for his taste. I don't know where he's coming from. Maybe he thinks that the action scenes are not believable, or I don't know where he's coming from with that. But this film was just too amazing to be called cartoonish, especially by him. But it is what it is. Fact number 4, Rambo 2 was mostly shot in Mexico and Acapulco. And it was also shot in a Mexican air base. Fact number 5, in scenes where arrows are being shot, they are attached with wire. They land in the right spot without hurting anyone. That's just to make sure that they don't hurt anyone when the arrow connects to someone's head or body. Fact number 6, James Cameron had originally paired Rambo with a humorous sidekick. Thank God they did not go with that idea. Fuck a humorous sidekick. Rambo is a one-man army, the original. Fact number 7, Rambo 2 opened on May 22nd, 1985 in a record of 2,074 theaters. That's just insane. Not for today's standards, but for that time, fuck yeah. And last but not least, fact number 8, Rambo 2 grossed over $300 million, making it the most successful Rambo film to have been released in theaters. That is just insane, but not really, because Rambo 2 is a classic. It is an all-out classic. It is just an amazing movie from start to finish, and it has an important message and an important political view and standpoint from Stallone. By the end, you'll know what I'm talking about, as I will repeat the quote that is just, it's extremely beautiful in my opinion. I love to death. And yeah, guys, I love this. Where do I start, man? 5 years of, let's just dive right into the movie itself. Where I'm going to be talking about everything from beginning to end. Let's just get right to it. You guys are here for me to talk about the action scenes, how much I love it, and all that good stuff. So let's get right in, shall we? Rambo 2 starts off 5 years later. John Rambo, after the events of First Blood, he's been locked up for 5 years. The film starts off with a big, massive explosion where they're breaking rocks in the hot sun. So you see Rambo just swinging the hammer, and Stallone is in phenomenal shape, man. I mean, he's really extremely lean. I believe that he's 180 pounds of pure muscle, pure shredded muscle, which is insane. Starts off from there. Trauman comes to not rescue. Kind of rescue. He comes to talk to Rambo and offer him a job, saying that a mission is being geared up in the Far East, saying that if his name was dug up by the computer of 3 men most able to complete the mission, saying that if he's able to be successful and rescue POWs in Vietnam, there may be a presidential pardon that says that he can just just leave prison and he'll be free, good to go, and he can start his life all over again. And then right away you can see the look on Rambo's face saying that he's not sure that he wants to go back to war, but he takes it anyway because it's his freedom, right? And that's who he is anyway. So he accepts, and then from there on, from the opening, we get these awesome fucking flaming hot Rambo First Blood Part 2 letters, but they're in flames. The letters are on fire, and I just love that being played along with the fucking Jerry Goldsmith's amazing Rambo 2 score. Look up the score, man. I love this score. I love this soundtrack. It is called the main title. Look it up on YouTube. I absolutely adore it, man. I really do. It's just so great, so unique. And another thing about this movie is that I've never seen action done like this before. I mean, at least around this time, no action films have been this fucking epic and this fucking amazing. Let's be honest here, guys. I mean, do your research. Can you name a film other than this one, Rambo 2, that brought action like how it did it here? I mean, I can't recall, man. I don't believe in the 70s you got that. This film was really important because that's when action films started to go all out. In all honesty, that's when action films started to go crazier and heavy with the explosions, heavy with the bullets, heavy with the kills. It just started to wrap up, boom, boom. That's what we got. Films like fucking Commando. We got films like Rambo 3, of course. We got films like Die Hard. We got different kinds of movies, man, that were inspired by this one, in my opinion. And you can even look it up. But yeah, let's get right back to it. Rambo lands. He meets Murdoch, the opera. How do you say it? The man in charge of the operation. Boom, 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 saying that you cannot engage the enemy. All you can do is go there and take pictures of the POWs. And then an operation will be led by Samuel Colonel Troughton, saying that he will lead the operation to save those POWs. Your job is just to take the pictures of them and to not engage the enemy. And then that's when Rambo questions Murdoch a bit, saying, not engage? I'm just supposed to leave him there? And Rambo doesn't feel right about that, knowing Rambo, But then one thing leads to another. He says yes. Then we cut to the scene where Rambo is sharpening his knife. And this is just such a beautiful knife. I love this knife. As a kid, the camera is slowly moving towards Rambo's right arm, lower. It's getting lower and lower as his hand is just sharpening that knife. Boom, 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 and then he's gearing up. This is probably my favorite gearing up scene where he's gearing up for battle. This one or Commando, it's 50-50, but knowing how I'm a Rambo fan and a Sylvester Stallone fan, even bigger Sylvester Stallone fan and even bigger Rambo fan than Commando fan, I would have to go with this one. And like I said, that beautiful music by Jerry Goldsmith, that he's truly missed, man. Love the score to death. And right back to the knife. I love that knife so much. I kid you not. I asked my father as I was like 6, 5, 7 years old. I asked for that knife. I asked my father to go and buy me that knife. That's how much I love that knife and how cool it looked and how beautiful it looked. It's got the chainsaw spikes, and then it's got a sharp-ass tip. Unfortunately, he never bought me the knife or anything, but, it's still a beautiful-ass knife that I love. Out of all the Rambo films, I'm not sure if this would be my favorite knife. It's either this one or Rambo 4. I can never really decide, but you get the point. So point is, mission is set. He's all geared up. He's got his bows. He's got the C4 tip explosive arrows in a little box. He's ready to go. They get on the airplane. One thing leads to another. He jumps out of the airplane, and then the turbines almost suck Rambo and almost kill him. But luckily one of the motherfuckers that works for Murdoch, he's able to grab the fucking line, the fucking security line, the rope, I mean, and then make sure that Rambo starts to cut off his fucking equipment to get rid of the weight so he can just fucking cut himself off and just parachute down. And here's the thing that I love. Rambo is so badass that he's got all this tactical gear, all these different weapons, all these kinds of weaponry, right? And that's how badass Rambo is. He doesn't need all the weapons in the world like fucking John Wick. He doesn't need a fucking bulletproof suit. He doesn't need access to billions of weapons or billions of knives. He only needs 3 weapons. His knife, his bow and arrow, and his mind. Which a scene earlier with Murdoch is Murdoch saying, Rambo, you can feel totally safe because we have the most advanced weapons in the world available to us. And then Rambo just replies, I always thought that the mind was the best weapon. And then Murdoch replies, times change. And he's like, for some people. And I love that. That just shows. It just proves. It just shows you it. Rambo. We see Rambo's point of view verbally, and now we get to see it physically, where he just needs his knife and his bow and arrow, and that's it. And his mind, of course, which is the strongest weapon in Rambo's mind. He lands down. He's supposed to rendezvous with his contact, Agent Koval, who works for the government or works for an agency. She's supposed to guide him down and lead him to the camp to find out if the POWs are still there. And then they go there. They get there quietly to not be suspected or to not be suspected by the fucking Vietnamese soldiers. They go by river pirates. They pay the river pirates a shitload of money. They take them across the river, and before they land, there's this great conversation between Koval and Rambo where she asks him how did he get involved, and then he replies to her. Some great dialogue here, some great back and forth here. Rambo states that he left the army and he returned to the States and he found another war going on, and he was like, it was a quiet war, kind of war where you don't win, with soldiers returning. And then Rambo asked her how did she get into this, and then she says that her father used to work for an intelligence agency. He got killed. Then she took his place. And she said that all she wants to do is live. All she wants to do is live and maybe go to America, live the quiet life. And then Rambo says, and then she asks Rambo the same question, what does he want? And he's like, he wants to win and survive. Just to win war, you got to become war, you know. To survive a war, you got to become war. And and that's just how it goes. It's a really good conversation, and you can see that in a way, Ko is starting to fall in love with Rambo, and then Ko asks him, "Is that why they pick you? Because you like to fight?" And then Rambo replies, "It's because I'm expendable." And then she's like, "Well, what does expendable mean?" And he's like, "Well, it's like if someone invites you to a party and you don't show up, it doesn't really matter." And then just a great conversation and some great dialogue. They finally get across the river, then boom, and then like I said, like you heard in if you saw my First Blood review, you'll know how much I love seeing Rambo in stealth mode, moving from here to there to there to here, going full on unnoticed. I just love that so much. I really do. He goes unnoticed. He goes into camp. He starts to make his bow, puts his arrow together. He's good to go. Ko's like, we're just supposed to take pictures. He goes, no more orders. And then he goes in. He goes undetected. And he finds supposedly the camp is supposed to be empty, but it's not. He finds a POW, cuts him off. Then they go unnoticed, and then here's where the action begins. One of these Vietnamese soldiers is coming. He goes down, throws a fucking knife in the motherfucker's chest. He dies. Then Ko's about to get killed by this guy because his guard saw her. Then Rambo just shoots an arrow and nails him right on the fucking head. And that's where it starts to pick up. Morning. It's morning. They find the Vietnamese soldiers dead. They go after Rambo, and then they get on the boat, trying to make their way across the river to leave the area. Then they realize that they've been sold out by the fucking river pirates, and then that's when the action really kicks into gear. This motherfucker sells him out. Rambo goes behind his back, gets two little knives, nails this motherfucker, turns him around. One of the bad guys tries to shoot Rambo, ends up shooting his own guy. Rambo takes the fucking shotgun, shoots these motherfuckers, boom, 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 boom. And then, while all this is going on, Jerry Goldsmith's music is playing, adding more awesomeness and impact and more impact to the scene, and makes you just root for the scene. And you're just so engaged the entire time. It's just so great, man. Like I said, Gary Goldsmith's music is just, it's amazing, and it puts you in that movie's world, the music. It really does. So then Rambo tells her to jump along with the POW. They jump. Rambo gets down. The bad guys on a boat. They start shooting from a machine gun. Rambo gets a missile launcher, nails the motherfuckers. Boom, nails him around the fucking face. Rambo tries to jump out. Then one of the fucking remaining pirates tries to hang Rambo. Rambo's gasping for air. He gets his knife and he just nails that motherfucker on the fucking stomach as hard as he can. And then he just jumps out of the fucking boat. It explodes. Then Rambo goes. Trauman and the rescue team are coming their way. Then Rambo's just digging in mud along with the POW. Boom, boom, boom. They get to the fucking extraction point. Then Troutman arrives, they kill a couple of POWs, and Murdoch, hearing that Rambo found a POW, which isn't what he wants, because they sent him on a mission to fail, but they made one mistake. They forgot they were dealing with Rambo. So then he tells Martin Cole, the guy from Karate Kid, Erickson, to abort the mission, to just leave him there. Troutman doesn't want to, but this other motherfucker that works for Murdoch, he points a gun at Troutman's head. He has no choice. There's nothing he can do. And then Rambo he becomes surrounded by all these Vietnamese soldiers, and he gets tortured. The Russians come in. Then they start torturing Rambo. He tells them, the leader of the Russian army tells Rambo to radio his headquarters and tell them to not send a rescue team because he has been condemned for criminal actions of trying to release war criminals or whatever. And then Rambo just simply replies, "Fuck you." And I love that. That shit always makes me laugh every time. I just love it so much. He's tortured for the entire day. He gets electrocuted on this electrical bed by this other Russian. He gets electrocuted, and then that's when the leader of the Russian army shows a letter of the conversation between the helicopter pilot and his leader's operation, Murdoch, saying that he was abandoned on direct command. It was a direct command on that's why they left Rambo there with the POW. They didn't pick him up. So then Rambo gets pissed off, and then he gets pissed off, and then they bring in the POW. Rambo doesn't want to talk. He doesn't give a fuck. So they bring in the POW. This other big ass Russian comes in, grabs Rambo's knife, which is hot. The tip is hot because it was on a barbecue, a little barbecue stand, and then he puts the fucking knife right here into Rambo's near his eye, right here, and just slices him a nice straight line. And then they bring in the POW. They want Rambo to talk, so they're like, we're gonna put it in his eye, and then Rambo agrees to radio the headquarters. So Cole comes back. She hides underneath the hut that Rambo's hiding in, or being tortured. She hides underneath it, and then Rambo notices her. He starts to radio the headquarters, and this is amazing. This is for people that say that Arnold has the best one-liners. You can say that, but if you deny the fact that this one-liner from Stallone is awesome, if you deny that it's not awesome, and you say that it's shit and that it's not cool, go fuck yourself. Sincerely, go fuck yourself, because this is one of the best one-line deliveries of all time, in my opinion, and certainly one of Stallone's best one-liners for sure. So one thing leads to another. He radios his people, and he goes, "Murdoch." And then Murdoch replies, "Rambo, this is Murdoch. We're glad you're alive. Give us your position and we'll come to pick you up." And then there's thunder outside, and I love this. Rambo just says, "Murdoch, I'm coming to get you." And then you can see the look on Murdoch's face. He just shit himself because he knows who Rambo is. He just shits himself completely. I just love that. I love the fucking reaction. And when Rambo says that, there's thunder going outside. You hear the thunder, which it's just so much more emphatic and so much more cool. Like, I just love it. I adore it. I really do. And then they escape with, once again, that awesome, beautiful score playing in the background. Rambo escapes with Cole. They kill motherfuckers. They're shooting motherfuckers. They got to get past barbed wire. Rambo throws a grenade. Boom. Throws another grenade. Boom. Then he lifts up the barbed wire for Cole. He gets under. They run. They got helicopters. They got men chasing him. They go through the jungle with that beautiful score going. They're going down. They're going downhill. They're going side to side. They're running. Boom, boom, boom. Then it stops. They're good. It's morning. And then Rambo feels like shit. And then he tells Cole. No, Cole tells him first, "You look like hell, Rambo." And then Rambo replies, "Not tonight." And then she hands him back his bow and arrow. And that's when Cole says to Rambo, "You take me to America? You take me with you?" And then Rambo replies, "Yes." And then they kiss. And then they're about to leave. Rambo forgets his arrows. He goes back for him. Cole gets shot by that motherfucker, the right hand of the Vietnamese captain. He kills Cole. Rambo gets pissed. He just starts nailing all these motherfuckers with the AK-47. And then it's a really sad moment, and you do feel bad for Rambo. And then Cole's last words are, "Rambo, don't forget me." And that's just really sad and emotional. It leads to one thing. Rambo's pissed off, and on the other side, You got Murdoch, who just wants to forget the operation because his goal was just to screw up Rambo from the beginning to make sure that he didn't fight any POWs because he doesn't want to start a war. He doesn't want to pay the allies. He doesn't want to pay the enemy for a couple of ghost men, for a ransom of his own fucking men, because that would just finance the war against for their allies, for the Russians and for the Vietnamese allies in the war. So it'd just be helping them. That's what Murdoch is. Trautman tells him, "You're the one that's making a mistake," and Murdoch replies, "We have one mistake," and he's like, "Rambo." And we know what that means. So then, boom, Rambo just gears up, and in a beautiful emotional scene where you got all this rain falling down. I love it. He buries Coe in all this mud, and then he just rips a piece of Coe's clothes off, wraps it around, and then there you go with the fucking bandana, which I love. You got the arrow, and then he picks up his weapon nice and slowly, rises up, and Stallone is fucking shredded, man. He's got that six-pack. He looks in phenomenal condition. He's so lean. He looks phenomenal, man. He really does. And he just starts hunting these motherfuckers down one by one. He just starts hunting them, they're in Rambo's playground. Like I said, in the first film. First film, we found out from Trautman what Rambo is capable of. He's the best with knives, with guns, with his bare hands. He's trained to live off the land, to eat things that would make a Billy go puke. And the beautiful thing about this sequel is the fact that we actually get to see it. We get to see all these things from Rambo that was said about him in the first movie. We get to see him hunting these motherfuckers down, breaking necks, using his bow and arrow off of these motherfuckers. And he just kills them. And then there's this one kill that I really, really love. He's in the fucking mud. His entire body, his entire face is just covered with mud. And then there's this soldier that's right in front of him. He opens his eyes, grabs him, a knife right to the fucking heart, I believe. and then he just kills him. He rises up from the water. Another aerial shot. It's just so many great kills, so many great moments in this film, so many cool things that happen in this film. So then one thing leads to another. They find Rambo. He's running across the village. He's running into these fucking branches, and then he just lights these motherfuckers up on fire. He burns them alive with the matches that he has inside of the butt of his knife. Lights them up, and you see these motherfuckers. These are great stunt guys because you see them actually on fire. You can see their bodies on fire. It's just so much great stunt work, so much great practical use. Of a lot of things, man. So much great practical effects that you just gotta love it, and you gotta appreciate when you compare it to today's times, which is all just a bunch of shitty CGI, a bunch of green screens, no real effort, no real hard work to make these things look as real as possible and as awesome as possible. That's just the truth. That's just the truth. So then Rambo, and then here is one of the coolest weapons ever: the C4 tip explosive arrows. Just so much fun. Awesome. He just starts blowing up fucking army trucks. He starts blowing up fucking villages. And then it's just so much fun to see that, and it's just so cool because it's so unique. Like I said, action like this, we've never seen before in past films, at least around that time. At least, let's be honest, Rambo 2 was ahead of its time, and Rambo 2 was original. It was completely original regarding action. Let's be honest. So then here we go. Rambo makes his way to a waterfall, trying to find a way out, and then the motherfucker that killed his girl is trying to shoot Rambo. He runs out of bullets, pulls out his Glock, boom, boom, boom. He can't get Rambo from that long ass distance, and then once again that beautiful Jerry Goldsmith score, and then he pulls out his last C4 tip explosive arrow. He points it right at the motherfucker in slow motion, and he just gives him that death stare. That motherfucker starts running. Rambo waits for him to stop, and then whoosh, arrow lands inside of his fucking heart, explodes. The entire body just explodes into like a fucking million pieces, which in my opinion is probably the best kill in the series. It is top 3. It is in the top 3 best Rambo kills in the series, hands down. And it's just so cool, man. It really is. Helicopter comes over. They're about to drop a bomb. Rambo has to run in slow motion. Boom, 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 boom. He runs. He jumps off the waterfall as there's an explosion behind him. And then the motherfuckers are shooting the water. Rambo comes up, grabs this motherfucker with that was shooting from the M60, grabs him, throws him down to the fucking water. Then a fight scene between him and the Russian happens. The Russian's trying to choke Rambo. He throws him he's putting him towards the edge of the helicopter. Then Rambo managed to reverse it, grabs him by his neck, and is just squeezing, and then he just throws that motherfucker off of the helicopter. And I love it, dude. I love it. I really do. Um, so much good stuff. Then Rambo gets pissed off. The other motherfucker just shits himself, and he just fucking throws his own self off of the fucking helicopter. He doesn't want to get killed by Rambo. He might as well just kill himself, right? Rambo goes. Jerry Goldsmith scores playing. Goosh. Rambo makes his way back to the village. He goes in there, and then he's just going fucking hammer on all these motherfuckers. He's just killing all these Vietnamese soldiers, all of them, with missiles and with the machine gun. He's nailing these motherfuckers with missiles. The motherfuckers are shooting from the hut. People on the ground. He's just shooting them bullets. He's just turning around, and then he goes, ah! And then he's just so pissed off, and he just has so much rage off of co-dying, off of the POWs being trapped, off of him losing Vietnam, and pretty much his entire life that up to that point, he's just letting off all that anger on all these motherfuckers, rightfully so. He just starts killing these motherfuckers, boom, 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 with the machine gun. It's just so cool to watch, and I'm just like, I'm sitting there with a smile on my face the entire time. I really am. I'm like, yes, nail these motherfuckers. Rambo gets off, gets a machine gun, nails a couple motherfuckers, boom, 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 boom. Goes in where the POWs are locked up. He shoots the fucking cage, opens the door. Then the POWs are running to the helicopter. Rambo's like, come on, move it, move it, move it. There's a motherfucker that's still alive. He manages to hit a POW from the back. The POW will remain alive, don't worry. Then he just shoots that motherfucker with the M60. They get on the helicopter, and then the bad guy, he has a helicopter of his own. He starts to go after Rambo on that chopper that he has, and then he just starts shooting missiles. Rambo's just avoiding it. One of the POWs from earlier manages to get one of the bad guy's men with that machine gun, and then the motherfucker thinks that he has Rambo because he manages to shoot the turbulence. And then the Rambo's a helicopter spinning out of control, and then Rambo is able to the motherfucker shoots a missile, and then Rambo's just able to disappear. He goes down to a body of water, and he's just like this. He's just waiting for the bad guy to get close, and then he waits for him to get close, and then he just shoots a fucking missile at him and blows that motherfucker up. I love it, man. I really do love it. Then we go back. Rambo radios in for help, saying that we are arriving with American POWs, emergency landing. And then Rambo arrives. He gets off, pissed off, gets the fucking M60, goes and looks at Troutman, and then Erickson, the motherfucker that turned the helicopter around, and then he just kicks him in the fucking balls, and then just elbows him with the fucking with his elbow or with the butt of the machine gun. Then Rambo goes into the fucking airbase, shoots all of Murdoch's fucking equipment that he said technology, times have changed and all that fucking bullshit. He's pretty much saying, fuck your technology, fuck all of your equipment, I don't need that shit. He just goes, and then he's just yelling, ah! Throws the fucking machine gun, goes through the curtain, gives his fucking knife, and then Murdoch is just shitting himself, and he's like, Rambo, I don't take the orders, I take them just like you. I swear to God, I didn't know that this was supposed to happen like this. It was just supposed to be another assignment. And then Rambo grabs him by his fucking tie, puts him on his desk, and he's like, this mission accomplished. Boom, just slams his fucking knife right to the side of Murdoch's face, and then Murdoch is just like, and then Rambo goes, there's more men out there. Find them, or I'll find you. And then Murdoch's like, just shitting himself. Rambo goes, and here's the part where I really love this part, this piece of dialogue. I really do. Troutman talks to Rambo and saying, you can't keep running, John. You get a second Medal of Honor for this. And then Rambo looks at the POWs and says, give it to them. They deserve it more. And then Troutman's like, you can't keep running, John. Come back with us. And then Rambo's like, come back to what? My friends died here. A part of me died here. And then he's like, everything in the war might have been wrong, but damn it, don't hate your country for it. And then Rambo replies with some beautiful words. Hate? I'd die for it. And then Troutman asks, then what is it that you want? And then Rambo goes, what I want, what they want, and every other guy that came over here spilt his guts and gave everything he had once for our country to love us as much as we love it. That's what I want. And then Troutman says, how you live, John? Rambo walks off. day by day. And that's just such a beautiful, beautiful message that I love. And that's how I try to live my life day by day, not worrying about what's coming up this week. I'm just taking it day by day and everything that I'm doing, anything that I'm doing day by day, it just sticks with me. And it ends with a beautiful song by Sly's brother, Frank Stallone, a beautiful song. I forgot what it's called. You guys can look it up. It's a great, beautiful song. And yeah, guys, that does it. I hope that you guys enjoyed. A few more words. I love this movie to death. I watched this movie a million times since I was a little kid. I kid you not. I kid you not. Millions of times. I still love this movie as much, if not more, than I did when I was a little kid. Just so much to love about it. Action like you see in Rambo 2 was never done before. Before 1985, you never saw action like this. You never saw so much intensity. You never saw so much awesomeness in an action film than here. And this was the biggest movie that Stallone had. His biggest hit in the theaters was Rambo 2. That film made over, from what I heard, 180 million in the U.S. Or 150 in the U.S. This one and Rocky 4 are his two biggest hits ever in Stallone's career. Back in 1985, he was so hot at the time. This movie did amazing numbers, rightfully so. A phenomenal film. James Cameron and Stallone working together, man, and they made a phenomenal film. Regardless of what Cameron said, saying that he had nothing to do with the politics, he only made the action scenes and all this stuff. It doesn't matter to me, man. This movie is amazing. I love it. I mean, what more is there to say? Well, for rightfully so, this is most people's favorite Rambo film, without a doubt, and I see why. I really do. I love this film to death. Hang on, guys. Just an amazing movie, man. Just an amazing movie. I love this film to death. Rambo is Rambo. My favorite movie character of all time. My favorite action star of all time. My favorite actor of all time. Sylvester Stallone. It is an amazing movie. Just an amazing classic, action-packed, has a great message at the end. Just a phenomenal film, great characters, great action. A lot of hard work went into this, and I really do appreciate it. I really do. So next up, my favorite Rambo film out of all five, my favorite Rambo film, Rambo 3. I cannot wait to review that for you guys next Saturday. Rambo 3 is my favorite. I will get to that into more details next Saturday when I release the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys. Subscribe, leave a like. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment, guys. If you don't like my videos, if you don't like what I'm doing, if you don't like what I'm saying, leave a comment, man. Leave a thumbs down. Let me know. Let me know what you guys think. I appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed the facts. I hope that you guys enjoyed my review. This is one of the greatest action movies of all time, period. It really is. And that will be the title of this video. So, like I said, I'm just repeating myself now. Thank you guys for watching. And remember, Murdoch, I'm coming to get you. Thank you guys for watching. Till next time.